What's up, everybody? I just got done listening to the AMA that Forex just did. I was on the road. It's a crazy snowstorm out here, so it took me a while to get home, so I wasn't able to tap in as much as I normally do. But I thought it was really good. It sounds like there's some pretty big stuff coming for drip, and I know that's everyone's complaint, is there hasn't been a lot of focus on drip lately. So let me hit a couple of things that he talked about in the recent voice chat that he just did earlier today. That way you can get some key bullet points, just a nice recap. And I also wanted to cover a couple quick things that are going on right now. So right now the community is trying to go hard with a bunch of different initiatives. DeFi Proof is about to launch his new product. I think it's called Droplet. The group over in the Reservoir chat have their Stuff the Res contest. And last but not least, Driptopian's doing a big contest for Christmas as well. Now I'm going to do a little giveaway, but these are more important. They're even bigger. So I just want to break down a couple of them. Let's talk about Stuff the Res and Driptopian's contest. And I don't know exactly when DeFi Proof stuff's going to drop, but it's going to be soon. I'll try to do a whole video on that. So let me quickly try to find that Telegram post. All right, guys, here it is. So in order to get involved in this one and maybe win 1,000 drips, here are the rules. You need to deposit a minimum of 0.5 BNB, so that's around like $140 right now, into the reservoir between 12/16, which is tomorrow, and 12/23. If you do that, they're going to pull the transactions and see which wallets did. You'll be entered to win a drawing. That drawing will take place on 12/25, and they're going to drop 1,000 drips. So obviously by adding money to the reservoir, it helps harden the floor price. It just helps drip by adding additional liquidity. So just putting money in there is good. And of course you get an APY on that. I do not know what the APYs on the reservoir are right now. I've heard everything from 40% to 100%. So I'm truthfully not sure, but you do earn BNB just by having it in the reservoir. But if you put about 140 bucks worth of BNB in the reservoir, it gives you a shot at basically winning 1,000 bucks, right? Drip is $1 right now. So there's a really good opportunity right there. Hopefully you guys will support this initiative because it's awesome. If you need information on this of course is posted in my Telegram chat, and I've been seeing it in a lot of other chats as well. So please support. Next up, Driptopian's contest. Okay, this is the most recent post I could find, but I know it's updated since then. But basically what Driptopian is doing, if you make a deposit of fresh capital, you go out on the market, you buy fresh drip and deposit it into your faucet. Then you can enter that transaction ID through a little form and get a chance to win drip. When he originally posted it, he was thinking like 100 drip. At this point, at 140, I think he's above 400 drip right now that are sitting in the pool, and I think that'll get above 500 before this thing actually launches. So I don't know what the new breakdowns now. First place will probably get a couple hundred, second place will get 100, whatever it is. I think there's going to be about 500 drip in this pool, so it's really simple to get entered. All you got to do is get some BNB in your MetaMask account and then buy drip, deposit into the faucet, go get that transaction ID and post it into his form, and you get a chance at winning a bunch of drip. So another really cool initiative by a community member, and when I say community member, of course I mean my BFF Lee. Moving on, let's cover a couple things about drip real quick. There was a post in here that Forex recently put out, and I just have some quick comments on it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, what Forex wrote was drip's getting gate kept to an insane degree. It's really unfortunate and I have little to no control over it. We have reached out to these platforms and have had limited success. It's so effing ridiculous that projects which have literally been hacked multiple times, have lost users' funds multiple times, they have no warning, but of course drip does. It's because we're number 2 on the transaction volume on BSC, which is pretty amazing. So we stand out, but still get bunched in with all the other daily ROI platforms. This is a battle we have been fighting for a long time, and this is why he's been insisting the drip and Animal Farm are kept separate. That way Animal Farm doesn't get gate kept in the same way that drip has been. Regardless, we still have a lot of work being done on drip right now. 4-man dev teams working on a bunch of stuff. I'll cover that stuff here in a second. So pretty much what he's saying here is the way it's being gate kept, there's not really the best way to do marketing. They can't get that high, those high risk markers off of some of these platforms that we should be promoting on. Drip is obviously one of the top platforms out there, but it does get grouped into all the other daily ROI protocols. So I put these comments in my group, and I think it'd be important to share it here. My thoughts on this, basically, at this point, we just need Scratchy and we need layer 2 for drip. We need that new UI to come out, and we need to show that there's some real progress happening on the drip side and there's some additional attention there. So traditional marketing for drip is almost impossible in a lot of ways. It's really just completely unnecessary. Since the inception of drip, the YouTube community has done a lot, really most of the organic marketing for drip. And in my eyes, that's really the reason it's still alive. I think if all the YouTubers over the last year hadn't kept pumping the project, then I don't think it would have got really much attention and the project might have died. The truth is, if the chart looked better and if the drip specific developments were rolling out on a regular basis, this protocol would market itself. So if I was making the decision here, just as far as a marketing angle, I would reallocate whatever resources I had that were working really on marketing drip. I'd move those man hours somewhere else that was, going to be more productive, because I think we're just beating our head against a wall. And I would get super hyper focused on getting the new UI out, the new on-ramp, off-ramp out, getting Scratchy out, and getting Layer 2 out. For me, that should be basically the only focus for drip right now. The truth is, as soon as you produce that additional utility and there's just more stuff to talk about, there's a lot of YouTubers covering this content right now. So at this point, if it's going to be really hard to market a daily ROI protocol, all you need to do is just start pumping out this utility and we'll cover it. We'll do the market on that side. If Animal Farm is way more available to do marketing, get press releases, it's seen as lower risk, then market those through the traditional channels and just give us a really good chart to look at so we can pound it as YouTubers and do more organic marketing. An AMA with Forex and another big channel is a lot cooler if they go over and they look and see, hey, Animal Farm is doing well, it's doing what it's supposed to. It's not making crazy gains, it's making really solid gains. It's a really rock solid platform. What other projects do you have? Look at drip, look at the chart. Wow, the chart's doing really well. That's going to bring a lot more people in than it looks like project one is dying, but the second project is thriving. I also think it's going to look a lot better when he starts doing those interviews. Obviously, if the chart looks a little bit better, but Animal Farm's got this new clean UI. If you match that with something similar over on the drip side, they're going to look like they're done by the same developer, built by the same team, that quality, that level of quality that we now expect. So even though he may want to separate them a little bit and kind of see them as different parts of the ecosystem, so Animal Farm doesn't get gatekept the way that Drip has, I think that's perfectly fine. But I'd like to put them next to each other and go, these both look like they're on a similar level. So hopefully that happens. Roll out the utility, roll out that new UI. Scratchy's coming, Layer 2's coming. As soon as that stuff happens, just double down on YouTubers promoting Drip and then go through the traditional angles to do Animal Farm. And I think that's probably the angle he's going to take now. I think they made a solid effort to try to figure out how to market drip and get it better. But at this point, I think we got to say those man hours are just getting wasted. Let's reallocate them somewhere else. And us as the YouTube community, we'll double down and we'll create some additional content. But we need some talking points, and those talking points are going to come with utility. So for me, basically, the marketing, traditional marketing is not really necessary. People will get into the scammiest of degen plays when the chart looks good. So they will definitely get into a protocol that's been around for 2 years. It's got a clean UI, it's got an on and off ramp, and the chart's looking good. People are piling into that. It doesn't matter whether there's a high risk warning on there. They're going to go to YouTube and do a little research and see all of us going, it's been around for 2 years. It's the best daily ROI protocol that's ever existed. It's got all these additional utilities. They're not going to care that one warning sign was up on some web page. People get into trash, miners, and rug pulls and stuff like that all day, every day. They're definitely going to get into this. The only thing that needs to change, right now, the thing that would make this boom is if we had a decent looking chart. If we found a floor here and we were working our way to $4, $5, $6 and we showed a clear reversal that this thing was going back up, people are going to start piling in. They don't even care if you've got the old UI up. They don't even care if there's a big old warning sign on CoinMarketCap. They just care that it's been around for a while and that it's actually making people money. So that's my 2 cents on that. I was kind of going back and forth in my own chat the other day explaining that. But on today's voice chat, Forex actually covered a bunch of that stuff, which makes me happy. So I won't hit everything, but I'll bullet point a few things. He basically says he now has 3 different dev teams working. He's got one working on Animal Farm with all the changes and everything we need to make there. He's got one working on Drip. And that, of course, will be the new UI coming with the on and off ramp and all that type of stuff. And then he's got a team that's going to work separately on getting the Scratchy DAO ready. And I don't know what that'll entail. It'll probably be some sort of user interface to go through and deposit money, and that way he can do the raise through there. But we'll see. I like that he's got different teams working on stuff, because I haven't liked, and it's kind of like a small business thing, when you got to work on one project at a time because you don't have a full team to work on everything. Now, if he's got enough of a team built out and he can have, the full team working on Animal Farm, the team working over on Drip, the other team working on Scratchy, and stuff's popping up all the time for each independently. And sometimes those launches come close together and sometimes they're a little more spread out. That would be awesome. It functions more like divisions of a larger business and less like a small business that's just bootstrapping one project after another just to try to squeeze it out. Shows that in general, we're kind of developing the team and getting further and further ahead as a project. Now, he also said, I think on this voice chat, he made it a point to focus a little bit on Drip and talk about the fact that it's going to get some additional attention. I think he said next week they're going to do an AMA, like a Drip only AMA. And I think that'll be major. I haven't really heard a single person out there talking about how they don't like Animal Farm or anything that doesn't work with Animal Farm. Animal Farm clearly is rock solid. All the FUD and the hate and all that stuff in the chats, it's all coming directly around Drip. And that's just because of the falling price action. So some additional attention, some more stability in the price, and some developments as far as some of this utility would go a really long way. So I'm excited to see, to hear the AMA next week, and I'm excited to see what he has on the table, because based on the previous timelines that he gave us, right around the end of the month is when we should see some new developments happening. So, I'm figuring maybe first 2 weeks of January, we'll see the new UI with the on and off ramp. And right around that time, we'll probably see the Scratchy DAO launch. So Scratchy, to me, if that's the case and we got to do the launch, we're probably talking late February launch there, maybe even March. I hope it comes sooner than that, but that's just my guess. He also talked a bit about the marketing team. They're going to start pushing some heavier marketing. It sounds like he's getting everything lined up to get the right people in place. So with marketing, as we know, I've been sort of critical. I still haven't seen anything that I would consider being like a really good marketing effort. So I'm interested to see what they roll out, and I'll report back on it. If it's awesome, I'll be the first guy to come out and say, hey, this is killer marketing, great angle, great job with this. So as you can see, Drip's hanging right in there at probably 99 cents. Yep, 99 cents. I just rolled over 15,000, so that's awesome. I really wish the price was at, $5, $10, $15, so this balance would look a lot higher, but that's how it goes. I do think at some point we will turn this thing around. I'm hoping it's relatively soon, just some new juice to keep this price floor, right around $1, somewhere in there, maybe above 80 cents. And that way next month when things start rolling out, we can start working our way back up to above $1.50, $2, and just start the upward climb. It's gonna be slow and steady. I do not expect to see any major price jumps like, one day we're gonna wake up and it's gonna jump from $1 to $5. But I'd be perfectly happy with just a chart that's level and slowly working its way up. We just need a little more stability in the space. And the bear market is obviously just crushing everything. So I don't expect anything insane to happen right now. On to Animal Farm. So let's jump back over here. Obviously prices on everything have been falling. Fed raised, in the US, I guess the Fed raised interest rates another 50 basis points, and that kind of killed the markets. So some of this drop in TVL is just because the asset prices are dropping. Right now, pigs hanging tight at 102 and dogs at 54. The whole purpose of the voice chat was the Animal Farm governance voting. So we're going to vote on the injections. So I'll click here from the main page to do it. I do actually have 57, something like that, pigs in the pig pen. So I am able to vote here. So let's join with my MetaMask. And that's going to allow me to vote. So this is a vote where the owners of the Animal Farm, who are the stakers in the pig pen, determine how often yield from PancakeSwap lending is distributed to the pig pen's BUSD vault. Now, right now, monthly is killing it. Quarterly is not doing well at all. Weekly is killing it. Quarterly isn't doing well at all. And monthly is in the middle. So obviously, pretty much no matter what, this is going to be weekly. That's not what I'm going to vote for because I would actually do monthly. I feel like Animal Farms, that longer term income, so that once a month boost would be good. I think quarterly is too long. It's too far out to see spikes in the price for people to get pumped, and then they might try to time it out. So I thought monthly was good. Obviously weekly's killing it, but I'm still going to vote the way I would normally vote. Share your reason, optional, bullish. That's what Crypto Kings would say. I'm sure that's what he put there. So let me set up the ledger to sign this real quick. All right, and my vote is in. Votes can be changed while the proposal is active. So if I wanted to come in here, I could change that. So that's cool. So this is just another thing that they set up for the Animal Farm, which is this governance voting. It is a community project, and so It's really important that we're able to have our say. So I think that's awesome. They talked about delivering that. It is now delivered, so that's one more box we can check. One more yay for Xbox, right? He said he was going to do it. He did it, delivered it pretty close to the time frame that he said he was going to. So perfect. Let's get as much focus as is humanly possible on drip and get that price action looking just a little bit better. I know that will also help the animal farm. It will help all the members of the community, and most important, it's going to kill a lot of the FUD, which is frankly just getting a little bit annoying. But I'm hanging on. I am going to continue to DCA. I have a little more money I want to throw in there to my backup accounts. So down the road in the future, I'm planting those seeds, and hopefully that will grow into sizable wealth. I'll roll it over to the animal farm. So just a nice little cycle through the ecosystem for me to make additional money. And I think 2023 is going to be amazing. So that's the update for today. Let me know what you guys think. Happy investing.